It's on. It's on. I mean, if you could be here or at the pier today and you're here, I get it. It's for the air conditioning. Hey, Emma. Okay. Happy Father's Day. I was thinking a lot this past year, and it's like in its early stages, where our yoga tradition is rooted in a tradition in yoga. The yoga tradition is vast. It's called Sri Vidya. Oh my gosh. I think I like walked in and started getting a cold. So I might not walk around as much, but I can feel as I'm starting to talk that I'm kind of underwater. You might have to do the om. You're good at that. Um, So we're centered around the divine feminine, and that's why we're called Three Queens Yoga. So in the yoga tradition, there's a Trimurti, that's the divine masculine, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and then there's their consorts, the divine feminine, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Parvati, who's also Kali and Durga. Long story, sometimes we tell the stories. Um, and I feel like as I was kind of coming up in the tradition that I came up in, there was so much talk about the divine feminine and toxic masculinity. And just like in the last year or so, I'm like, well, we need to really start cultivating and talking about the divine masculine. So I've been like doing some reading and just like my own research on the side, like how do we bring this more into the conversation? Because just like I teach that the voice of the Great Mother resides in every single one of us, regardless of how we identify gender, sexuality, all that stuff. The voice of the Great Mother is within every single one of us. So true is the voice and the aspects of the divine masculine in every single one of us. And it's this aspect of ourselves that sort of, it encourages us and at times compels us to bring our lights into the world. It's that aspect of ourselves that wants to be living in and on purpose, that part of us that knows that whatever we're here for, we have a purpose and the world needs that purpose, that gift. And it's the part of ourselves that needs like push it out into the world. And then interestingly, I'm trying to see if anyone was in Mexico with us this year. I pulled the divine masculine card in our first night in Mexico. I was like, oh yeah, this is really what I've been thinking about. So as we practice today, can we look for and listen for that voice that compels us to offer, to give our light to the world, to shine our light into the world? And I'll think about some poses that are gonna really ask us, if not beg us, to do that. Do we have any requests though before we start? I also found a really sweet invocation to the divine masculine that I'll read to you when we're in Shavasana, and if you want it after class, just reach out. Okay, it's not a speak now or forever hold your peace model. For the new folks, this is Mariel, that's Melissa. We walk around to help and give assist. I really want to walk around and give help. This weird water thing though is I'm gonna be on my mat more. We do our best to ask for consent before giving assist. Anything other than a clear yes is a no. Everything I offer to you is an invitation, not an obligation, so feel free to take it or leave it. This is your practice. Here we go. Take as comfortable a posture as humanly possible for you in this moment. And it's really like the invitation is to like in a world that, oh gosh, it's just so rampant with toxic masculinity in these positions of leadership, of great power, and we see how it's sort of ravaging the world. We recognize that like it's not just divine feminine that's the answer. We need both. We need the example, the energy of the divine masculine, and it doesn't need to come from just a certain identity of people. It's got to come from all of us. It's a voice, it's an aspect, it's a virtue that we all must cultivate, I think in order to restore the world we live in. So as you begin to close your eyes and turn inward, just a moment to consider, to contemplate what this might mean to you and for you. And how might the masculine role models play into the narrative for better or for worse? And how might we write and rewrite the narrative that inspires us to bring our own light more fully to those in the world around us? Conjure the voice of the great father, the great grandfather that resides within you, in the roots of your being, in your heart of hearts. What is it that you most need to hear? What is it that the world most needs to know? And in today's practice, we'll stir the energetic body by aligning ourselves and engaging ourselves and stretching ourselves through aligned engagement so that the light of this wisdom and the wisdom of this light can come not only to the surface, but through the surface and to and into the world around us, like the churning of the ocean. The entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath, to the gift of life that each breath offers. As you inhale, trace the breath in to the depths of your being, to your seat, and let it fill you to your crown. And then take that breath to heart to ignite the heart. And as you exhale, allow the splendor of the indwelling light of the heart to emanate from inside out in all directions. As you deepen the breath, feel how the breath deepens you. The inhale takes you to your roots, fills you to your crown, turns you into your heart. And as the heart ignites, the splendor of the heart radiates from inside out on the currents of your exhale in all directions. Bless you. I just had that same sneeze about 5 minutes ago. Again, the entire physical practice of yoga is in service to the breath, to the prana, to the vital energy that surrounds us, enlivens us, and connects us to each other and all that is. And so we'll take this time here and now together to align ourselves, to engage ourselves, to stretch ourselves through aligned engagement in order to optimize and to enhance our capacity for this breath, for energy, for life. On your inhale, as you're ready, we'll bring the hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra. This is a gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the true teacher within, the source of divine masculine, the source of divine feminine, all at once together in union in the heart, the source of supreme love and divine wisdom, where every virtue imaginable resides and more. It's a gesture that places this aspect of ourselves before us as a guide for at least the time we spend together. These divine energies guide us as we move in practice together today. We'll set the tone for our practice by sharing the voices of our hearts and the sound of an om. Feel free to join into the sound or let it wash over you. Melissa, can you do the honors?
Sure. Deep breath in.
Bow to your heart. Keeping that connection inward, unwavering, release the hands, blink open the eyes. Just got a little excited for a week of Dayquil. It's like adult ecstasy. If you've never done yoga on Dayquil, I recommend it. I'm not on it now. We'll come onto all fours to start in a tabletop position. Cheap thrills. Find your breath. And from a tabletop position, just begin by linking breath and movement. Exhale to round the back, inhale to arch. So when we begin by linking breath and movement, you become receptive. You invoke the divine feminine. You start to notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. And we always start with this because the law of the universe, in case you didn't know, is she comes first. Thanks. And then as we proceed in the practice, we create space for the divine masculine. We start to create structure. And then we add the movement and the structure together, and that's when we kind of get those hits, those opportunities for bliss and transformation is when we yoke, we do the yoga of the divine masculine and feminine within the gift of this embodiment. When you're ready, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take your time. And in downward dog, come back to the breath. And again, you can keep movement here, alternate bending one leg and then the other to stretch through the soles of the feet, the backs of the legs. Again, noticing what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it, becoming receptive to you as you are here and now in this moment. And as you receive yourself as you are, look for what it is you might need or want from this practice today. Push through the arms to lift through the hips, press the thighs back, root through the heels, claw the fingertips, spread the toes, and occupy all of the nooks and crannies within you. If you're in the back row, you want to just be mindful. You might not have the leg span to float your leg up and back in the step through. It's not necessary to, but sometimes I just teach that way. So on an inhale, either float your right leg to the sky or wait for the exhale together. On the exhale, we'll step the right foot through to lunge. And on the inhale, reach the arms up. And now we add the sort of knowledge, the intelligence of alignment here. Front knee directly over the ankle, the front knee and toes point straight ahead. Press the back knee and thigh to the sky. Feel the back leg charge up. Now find the breath and linking breath with action. Pull the feet towards each other. Feel the legs get strong. And as you strengthen the legs from the feet all the way up into the hips, reach up for the sky and let just the top of the front thigh descend. One more full breath. And on an exhale, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Pause, maybe feel and notice the difference from side to side. So the feminine aspect is more dynamic. The masculine energy will be like more inert. The feminine aspect is that engaging, linking breath and movement. The masculine aspect is that engaging and linking breath and action. And then the yoga is the way in which we weave. Tantra means to weave or to loom, the way in which we weave all these aspects together in the fabric of conscious breathing embodiment. On an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. On an exhale, catch your lunge. On the inhale, reach the arms up. Follow your breath. Feel both feet on the ground, front foot, back foot. Lift the back heel high, press the back knee and thigh to the sky. Reach up through the thumbs more. And as you reach up, stretch up, let just the top of the front thigh descend. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths that require the least amount of effort. And on the exhale, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Find your breath and linking breath and movement. Focus on the breath being linked to the movement. Inhale to plank. Exhale, slowly lower in the style of you towards the earth. Inhale for cobra. Flick the toenails down, claw the fingertips towards the feet. Extra breath in here. Gorgeous. And on an exhale, we'll find downward dog. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. On the inhale, reach the arms up. See that your front knee and toes point straight ahead. Lift the back heel, knee and thigh to the sky. And on the exhale, take a big step forward, standing tall mountain. With your right hand, find your left wrist, reach up and over to the right. And then stand down through the left leg. Push the left foot into the earth. And the more you root through the left leg, can you reach up out of the left hip? Stretch through the left waistline. Reach through the arms. Inhale, reach up through center. Notice if one side feels longer. I'm always amazed by that. It's like a whole half an inch. And switch sides. So left hand holds the right wrist, reach up and over to the left. Make sure your knees aren't locking, and then send your weight into your right leg. And as you root the right leg through the floor into the earth, from the right hip, lengthen up, reach up and out and over to the left, and breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. Inhale, reach up through center. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Knees and toes point straight ahead, change nothing in your legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit deep. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, fold, fingertips to the floor or blocks. Inhale, get long through the spine. Exhale, fold, step your left foot back to a lunge. Spin your left heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior two. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. And then as you reach back through your left arm, gaze over your right fingertips. Find your breath here and linking breath and action. As you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. Feel the legs engage, strong legs. And again, reach 1 more inch back and bend the front leg 2 more inches. Right here, squeeze your front heel towards me, towards the stairwell as you guide your front knee open, bend 1 more inch, touch the floor, downward facing dog. Feel the difference from side to side, pedal it out. So my hope is that that was a hip opener, that we added dynamic movement and integrated action into the form of a pose, and it opens up the right hip so that the right leg feels longer and or more grounded or more spacious. We'll do the second side. As you inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Follow in the currents of the breath like a dance. As you exhale, big step forward. This time, right hand, left hand holds the right wrist. Reach up and over to the left first. Ground through the right leg. Send your hips more to the right. Get more crescent-like. Inhale, reach up through center. Right hand holds the left wrist. Send your hips more to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the legs deep. Fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, how low can you go? Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, fold. Fingertips to the floor, blocks. Inhale, reach the heart center forward. Exhale, fold. Bow to the indwelling light of the heart. The divine energies of the heart, the source of supreme love and divine wisdom. Masculine and feminine energies join as one. We'll step the right foot back to the lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior two. And it remains dynamic, although it's still. As you inhale, draw the shoulder blades together. Yet connect to the back of the heart. Keep that as you exhale, bend the front leg a little deeper. Inhale, pull the feet towards each other. Feel the legs strong. And as you reach straight back, like you're gonna tap the back of the room, let the front thigh descend. Squeeze the front heel in as you guide that front knee open. 1 more inch. On the exhale, touch the floor. Step it back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale, slowly lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for a cobra, extra breath here. Flick the toenails down and claw the fingertips towards the hips, towards the feet. And 1 more breath, press the palate back. Feel the upper back engage as the chest, the lungs, the heart open wide. Exhale, downward dog. On your inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Spin the back heel to the earth. Inhale for warrior two. Stretch your stance and then stand your ground. Stabilize yourself in the longer stance by pulling the feet towards each other. On your exhale, right forearm to right thigh, reach the left arm overhead, extended side angle. As you push the back foot down into the ground, pull the back foot forward, and then use your bottom arm to guide the knee a little bit more open. Bend one more inch. Good. Inhale through warrior two. Push your front leg straight. Big breath in. Try not to lock the knee. And as you exhale, we'll bring the right fingertips to a block, inside or outside your front leg. So make sure the front knee and toes point straight ahead, and make sure your front knee isn't locking. Put a tiny bend, yeah. Squeeze the kneecap up more than back. And even here, as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. You create structure, stability in your legs. Feel how that allows you to lean back on your shoulder blades a little bit more. Okay to touch? Bring your left hand to your left hip. Bend your front leg. Heel toe your back foot in like 2-3 inches. And now reach that block off your mat, way out in front of you, over to the right. And take a big step forward and up, balancing on your right leg. You might want that block high. You're going to want it directly under your shoulder. Flex your back foot and bring your back foot a little bit more to the stairwell wall, forward. Your back foot more to the front plane. Good. Flex your back foot. Squeeze your standing heel in as you guide your inner standing knee open. And now lean back on your shoulder blades, option to reach the left arm to the sky. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Lift from the inner thigh as you reach the left arm overhead. Bend your standing leg, super slow motion. Walk the right block back, step your left foot down, extended side angle. Gorgeous. Touch the floor, pass through your low lunge. We'll meet in downward dog. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. So the standing poses themselves are meant to engender more confidence, more empowerment. On an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale for warrior two. Left knee and toes point straight ahead. Pull the feet towards each other. And as you reach back through the right arm, bend the left leg a little bit deeper. We'll bring left forearm to left thigh, sweep the right arm overhead. Guide the left knee open with your left arm. Good, find your breath. As you inhale, pull the feet towards each other with the legs strong. Notice if you can lean back over the shoulder blades and turn open a little bit more. You tie the strength of your legs into a greater opening. Inhale, warrior two. Push the front leg straight. Think kneecap up more than back. Exhale, left fingertips to the floor or a block. Inside or outside your front leg, as it suits you. Feel both feet on the ground. And as you inhale, draw the feet towards each other, legs strong. As you exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Good. Right hand to the right hip. Bend the left leg, heel toe your back foot in. Walk the block forward, way out in front of you. Take a big step forward and up, Ardha Chandrasana, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Flex your back foot. Notice if you're standing, toes turned in. Squeeze your left heel in, guide the left knee open. If and when you feel steady, right arm to the sky. And then here's the ticket. Send your right foot forward a little bit, and now lean back on your shoulder blades. As you anchor the tailbone down, root through the standing leg, lift through the inner right thigh, and lean back on your shoulder blades. One more breath. And then super slow motion with the illusion of control. Reach the top arm overhead, bend the standing leg, reach back, step back. Extended side angle, stick your landing, and on an exhale, pass through lunge. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Look for your breath. You can rest in down dog or child's pose, or let your breath carry you through a linking vinyasa. Inhale for plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale for cobra, cobra dog, up dog if you feel ready. And we'll meet in downward dog on an exhale. I always love an extra little breath in that back bend. Find your breath. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Is it okay to touch? Okay, bend your legs a little bit. Yeah, you okay there? Nice. Beautiful. Is it okay to touch? Lift your ribs up to the sky. Rib cage towards me. Yes, there it is. On an inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Pivot your feet to the left, wide-legged forward fold. Find your strap or interlace your hands behind your back for a shoulder stretch. Now the key here, the strap is there to aid you, to assist you in bringing the shoulder blades together. So the right shoulder blade joins to the left shoulder blade joins the right. And as the shoulder blades come together, put a little bend in your elbows and try to pull your hands apart. That dynamic tension of opposites creates a deeper opening. That's what true intimacy is all about. And the practice of yoga is a path of self-intimacy. Draw the two sides of the shoulder blades to the midline, to the spine, and then energetically pull the hands apart and feel the chest, the lungs, the heart open to receive a deeper breath. So the engagement, the integration, the stability of the back body, the back of the heart, creates an opening and a receptivity in the front body, in the heart. On the exhale, release, turn the right knee and toes through lunge, take it back to downward dog. And particularly from whatever you felt or found in the shoulder stretch, especially in the upper back, from that awareness, from the connection to that awareness, push through the arms. Nice. Feel the hips lift a little bit more. You're creating more space for the breath to flow in you, as you, through you, more deeply, more fully, more freely. That's what this is all about. On your inhale, float the left leg high to the sky. On your pivot to the right, wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, and then just make sure the feet are parallel or even slightly turned in, but neither foot turning out here. Pull the feet towards each other so you feel the strength, the power of your legs. Keep hugging your feet towards each other and put a tiny bend in your knees. Keep your heels grounded, but tip your weight into the balls of your feet. Good, and now keeping that, press your thigh bones back. Bring your hands to your outer shins. And as you hug the shins in, wrap your hands around your calves and pull your calves forward and up. And as you pull the calves forward, again, press the thigh bones back. And now anchor the tailbone down, and you should feel a little more extension through the entire spine, head heavy like ripe fruit. One more breath, bow to your heart. This is considered an inversion. Release the hands, turn your left knee and toes through lunge, and we'll take it back to down. Find your breath. Inhale to plank and pause here. Claw the fingertips. If your shoulders are forward of your wrists, scooch your feet back so that your wrists are a little bit forward of your shoulders. Yeah, scooch your feet back. Go a little bit longer. And then hug your feet towards each other. Lift your thigh bones up an inch. Yeah, lift your thigh bones to the sky. And as the thigh bones lift to the sky, lower your pelvis a half an inch towards the floor. Woo! Push the hands down and forward. And then right between the shoulder blades, can you soften so that the upper back moves towards the thumbs? As you exhale, bend the elbows a half an inch. You can lower your knees if you like. Look forward. Inhale, push the arms straight. Exhale, lower 3/4 of an inch. Push the arms straight. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee kisses the right arm. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to upper outer right arm. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to upper outer right arm. We're going to stay right there. Lift the back thigh higher. Yes. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, float it down. Find your breath. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee kisses the left arm. Claw the fingertips. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, round two, knee kisses the arm. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, this time for the hold. Knee to outer arm, be right there. Lift the back thigh higher. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, float the leg down. Right foot catches the lunge. Lower the back knee down, pad with a blanket as needed. Can walk your hands a little more to the left. Bend the left leg, and with your left hand, find your left foot for a thigh stretch. You could stay here or bring your left fingertips to a block. Right fingertips to the block, or right hand to the thigh. Pull the back knee forward. Pull the front foot back. So drawing the opposite ends of the foundation of the pose to each other, drawing to the midline, is going to stabilize you. And then with a strong foundation, you can pull that strength into an opening. With the right hand, we'll reach back for the left foot. Activate that foot behind you. Make a connection to what can't be seen but can be felt. And now here's the shebang. As you pull the back knee forward, can you slide the ribs back? And then the ultimate for the psoas is to hold the back foot with the left hand and reach the right arm up. Nope, sorry. Got that wrong. Hold the back foot with the right hand, reach the left arm up. Slide the ribs back, and then crescent a little bit to the right. Pull the back knee forward, the front foot back for stability, like those standing crescents in the beginning. And release. Might be spring-loaded, downward facing dog. But check it out. So we bind ourselves to ourselves by finding the back foot. And then we tie the strength of the foundation into the opening of the psoas, the deepest core muscle group that literally holds us together from top to bottom, front to back. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Lower the back knee down to pad as needed. Walk your hands a little bit to the right. Bend the back leg, and with the right hand, find the right foot to start. So you bind yourself to yourself, and you want to be less on the kneecap and more the base of the thigh right above the knee. And then you can either bring the hand back inside the foot to the floor or a block. This is my imaginary block. If you feel steady, come more upright. It could be right here. Big stretch through the muscles at the front of the thigh. Those are called your quads, your quadriceps. Activate your back foot. Pull the back knee forward, pull the front foot back, and even scissor the legs to the midline. You keep that as you reach back with your left hand for your right foot. Draw the shoulders back, pull the back knee forward, bang for your butt, slide the ribs back. You'll feel it more in the thigh. And then holding the right right foot with the left hand, reach up through the right arm. Ribs back as you reach to the left. Head back, shoulders back, breathing. And gently release, downward dog. Pedal the feet a little bit there. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. On your inhale, we're going to float the right leg to the sky. Open the hips, bend your top leg as though you're going to foot high five the person to your left. Keep the left armpit lifting up higher. Lift your left armpit as high as the right armpit. Yes! Make your leg long, square your hips, and as you exhale, right knee kisses the upper outer right arm. Try to get higher than the elbow. Yes! Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale through to lunge. Lower the back knee to the floor. Find a block and take it outside your right foot. We're going to heel to the right foot over to the left and then carefully lower the right shin onto a block. It's called a hip opener. Keep the weight on the outer edge of the back knee. So we're keeping that connection to what can't be seen but can be felt, the back body. And with the shin propped up, Drea, bring your block towards me more. With the shin propped up on the block, because it's block party season, flex your front foot more. Flex the foot. Maybe inch the back knee back and then pull the back knee forward. Send the pubic bone back and the tailbone down. So the front of the pelvis is lifting off the front thigh. One more belly breath. Inhale, belly expands. Pull the back knee forward. Exhale, belly softens. Can you walk the back knee back? Nice. Plant the hands. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Take it high to the sky. Three-legged dog. Open the hips. Bend the top leg. Foot high five to the left. Leg long. Square the hips. Float it down. Do you feel a difference from side to side there? On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Open the hips. That right shoulder will tend to drop. Lift the right shoulder as high as the left shoulder. Bend the left leg, foot high five to the right. Keep the right shoulder lifting as high as the left shoulder. Inhale the leg long, square the hips. Exhale, knee kisses the upper outer left arm. Lift the back thigh higher. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale through to lunge. Can lower the back knee down, heel toe your left foot to the right, place the block outside the front foot, and then slowly, carefully lower your shin onto the block. I think I said this a couple weeks ago. I've heard this called turbo pigeon. It's definitely not Sanskrit. We want the front knee wider than the front hip, and then walk the back knee back and pull the back knee forward. And the point of using the block here, can you flex the front foot more? And when you activate the front foot, can you feel that deep in your hip? And as you inhale, belly expands, pull the back knee forward, pull the front hip crease back. As you exhale, walk the back knee back. Couple of breaths, soften the jaw, the neck, the throat. And then plant the hands. We'll take it all the way back to the three-legged dog. Open the hips, foot high five to the left. Inhale the leg long, square the hips, float the left foot to meet the right foot through to good old pigeon prep. Right knee wide to the right. This time we'll take the block high in front. Walk the back knee to the midline and get a little bit more weight on the outer edge of the back knee. And then bend the back leg, and with your left hand, find your left foot. If you feel steady, left hand for left foot, you can take the front block outside the hip, or maybe even float the right arm to the sky. And the key is as you press the back knee down and forward, can you slide the bottom ribs up and back, shoulders back, head back. Offer it to the breath first and foremost. On an exhale, carefully release. Take it back to downward dog. Notice what you feel what you notice. On an exhale, left side through to pigeon prep. Ekapada Rajakapotasana prep. Walk the back knee to the midline. Take a block high in front of you. Pull the knees towards each other and feel how that strength uplifts you. Bend the back leg, right hand for right foot. And to sustain the posture, to access the hip opening, the legs have to be active and strong. Pull the knees towards each other, it uplifts you. Keep the inner lift as you square the hips, back hip forward, front hip back. Maybe take the block outside the left hip, maybe left arm overhead. Wherever you are, however you choose to be, offer it to the breath. On the exhale, gently release. Downward dog. think since it's Father's Day and it's Pride Month, we should shout out Ayyappan, the son of Shiva and Vishnu, the one child of the deities that have two fathers. Shout out Ayyappa. Right leg through to pigeon prep. We're going to bring the forearms to the floor in front of us with a block between the palms. Hug the hands to the block and feel how that ignites the arms. Like you could just even like ditch the block and take the palms down and notice how the arms feel. Soft. And then hug the block between the palms and feel the arms ignite. Charge the arms. Lift the back knee and thigh to the sky. As you hug the block, right foot meets the left foot, forearm plank. The thighs lift as the pelvis lowers, and that ties you into the strength of your center. This strengthens your connection to the power of the center. Squeeze the block, lift the thighs, lower the pelvis. Look forward, shrug the shoulders as you look forward. Lift the hips up, walk the feet forward. Tippy toe the toes and come onto the tippiest of tippy toes. And walk it in, walk it in. Is it okay to touch? Nice. Float the left leg to the sky. Bend heel to butt cheek. Squeeze the knee to the midline. Squeeze the knee to the midline, heel to butt cheek, and now push your heel towards the front of the room. Yes. Make the leg long, make the leg straight, float it down, walk it back, forearm plank. And rest, downward facing Shavasana. Pillow with your hands. Feel the rhythmic beating of your heart as it reverberates through every fiber of your being. The stirring, the churning, the mixing and blending of divine masculine and feminine energies in you as you through you. You are the source of your own stability. You are a source of strength and power. You are a source of receptivity and flexibility, the ability to transform, to adapt, to protect, to nurture. It's all within you, percolating and pulsing in every fiber in order for you to bring your light, your values, and virtues to those in the world around you. And just to be clear, this is something that like the divine feminine can't see on her own and the divine masculine can't see on his own. You can sit back on your heels for a second. That like the tradition that we're rooted in, like so much of the yoga tradition that we know about, it's called a soapbox moment. Just after we do something hard, it's like a little break. You can tune me in or tune me out, obviously. So much of the yoga tradition that we know of and that we do in the West is based on the liberation models of yoga. Like we're trying to get free in yoga. In our tradition, we actually start from the premise that we're born free and that the way that we experience our freedom is in how we choose to bind ourselves. And that the highest attainment in our tradition isn't actually liberation, it's intimacy. Because we can only see so much on our own. Like we all have shadow and dark sides, and if you think of anyone that you're intimate with, it doesn't have to be romantic. Like any relationship of intimacy is going to reveal to you aspects of yourself that you couldn't see on your own. That we need both, and that even in the sense that we do have our own sort of self realizations and awakenings. Think about the circumstances, the instances that bring you to those aha moments and all the dynamics at play in those narratives. So that ability to have self-intimacy requires the inquiry, the exploration of the dynamic energies within us, masculine and feminine. And we need it in our lives, in all of our relationships. And it comes in a myriad of forms. Like, I have some of my girlfriends who are the best sources of my sort of masculine reflection. And like, I see so much divine feminine in my consort who's male. Does that make sense? So like, you gotta look for it in all the forms and within yourself. And the more you see it in yourself, the more you'll find it in others. The more you see it in others, the more you find it in yourself. Does that make sense? Downward facing dog. And so what does that mean to sort of flip the model? It's not something I talk about often here. This idea that we're born free. All beings are born free. And then certainly the second we're born free in a world of power, a lot of other shit comes into play, particularly privilege and proximity to power that affects that freedom that we're born with. So we know that we have a lot of work to do there, and therein lies the point probably of our purpose. What are you here to offer, to give to a world that is so imbalanced? How do we bring ourselves to the world in ways that create more harmony, more balance? And it's through intimacy that we discover how to bring harmony, how to bring balance. We'll take the left side through to pigeon prep when you're ready. Tuck the back toes under and walk the back knee more to the midline. Just the reminder to listen to the voices within you. The voice of the Great Mother is going to urge you to rest, to modify, to spectate, to observe as needed. And the voice of the Divine Masculine, the Great Father, is going to urge you, remind you when you need to push. And you have both voices. Find a block and hug the block between the palms. And just feel the difference between like block and no block, so that there's a reason, a point, a purpose for the block is to tie us into our strength, to activate our strength and hold us to our strength. With no block, the arms are kind of soft, like applesauce. And then with the block, we squeeze the block and the arms tone, they activate like apples. And keeping the arm strong, lift the back knee, left foot meets the right foot, find forearm plank, and be here in order to strengthen your connection to your power. As you inhale, the thighs lift, shrug the shoulders. As you exhale, lower the pelvis, melt the heart. Breathe. Hug the block evenly, right hand to left hand to right hand. Feel that connection. And now lift the hips up, walk the feet forward, walk it in, walk it in. Come on to tippiest of tippy toes. Press your heart towards the back of the room as you lift your hips towards the top of the room. Float your right leg to the sky. Come on to tippiest of tippy toes, heel to butt cheek, breathing. Hug your right knee more to the midline and press your press your top heel to the front of the room. As you inhale, squeeze the elbows together, squeeze the back knee to the midline. As you exhale, push your heel to the front of the room. Make your leg long, one breath. Exhale, float it down. Walk it back through forearm plank. And rest. Pillow with your hands. And you all, each and every one of us, brings so much light, so much beauty to those in the world around us. Every single one of us, we really do. Just take a moment to contemplate, like, what would magnify that light even brighter? I always said I would never open a yoga studio. And then it was the consort, my beloved, made me do it. backed it, made it happen. And 12 years later, I can't imagine doing or being anywhere else. Just that all of us get to do this here together. Okay, from here we're just going to roll onto the back. And find your massage balls and just raise a foot if you don't have massage balls, and me or Melissa will bring them around. I think we just need 2 sets. You can keep them toted, and we're going to place them right in between, 3 sets, we have them. We're going to place them right in between the shoulder blades. So we'll have one to the right, one to the left of the spine, near the tops of the upper back, near the tops of the shoulders. And if you're not sure about the placement, just call me over. You can keep them toted, and really right in between the tops of the shoulder blades. I refer to this area, this is like where we carry the weight of the world, yeah? Right there. And then bend your legs so your feet are flat on the ground underneath your knees. And breathe. You should be able to breathe. And if it's too intense, then we should come up from laying down and actually sit against the wall. That'll make it less intense. The ball's between your back and the wall. And if you want more intensity, that's a big if. If you want more, you'll stand through your feet to lift your hips up and place a block on its lowest height right in between your hips. Is it okay if I help?
Sure.
Yeah. Come on back. Yeah. And then here's a block if you decide you want it, just so that's within hand's reach. You can go under your hips. It makes it more intense though, so you're driving. Notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it. So the right side represents the solar energy, the divine masculine. The left side represents the lunar energy, the divine feminine. And it's interesting to take this as just a lens through which we see what lives where in the fabric of our body, in order to inquire into the energy in our body. What is it telling us, or what is it asking for? Let's reach the arms up to the sky. Gently lean to the right, reach to the right. And gently lean to the left and reach to the left. You can go back and forth slowly at your own pace. It can be more like seagrass. On a pass-through center, you can reach the arms out of the socket so the upper back protracts. And then keeping that protraction, that sort of rounding and hardening of the upper back, reach to the right for a breath or 2. Take it to the left for a breath or 2. Does anyone notice a difference from side to side? Yeah? Let the body talk to you. Let the energy reveal to you. On the next pass through center, let the arms plug into the sockets and gently reach from side to side. And then when you're ready, just release the arms down to the sides. Find a breath. We're going to stand through the feet to lift the hips up and push through your legs to roll your body north in relationship to yourself, so that the balls roll down the back just an inch or 2. So we want the balls to sort of land in between the middle of the shoulder blades. And then if you're on a block under your hips, you're going to manually take the block north an inch or 2 and lower your hips to the floor or the block. Let the head be heavy. Let the legs be rooted. You can walk your feet in so that your feet support your legs more. Reach your arms up to the sky and sort of roll from side to side. Reach from side to side. You can experiment with the arms out of the sockets, protracting the upper back, the arms in the sockets, retracting the upper back. Just notice what you feel and feel what you notice. What lives where energetically? You can reach your arms up to the sky. Cross your left arm in front of your right arm. Wrap your arms around yourself like you're giving yourself a great big hug, like you're trying to touch the balls underneath you, and wriggle from side to side. This is called the self-makeout session. And I will tell you that sometimes even like letting out a little moan or a groan helps to move energy. You can reach the arms to the sky, cross the right arm on top, and wrap your arms around yourself, and gently wriggle from side to side. So the divine masculine energy is the light, the indwelling light, the light that reveals. The divine feminine energy is the dynamic energy of concealment and revelation, the potential, the animator, activates the light. Reach the arms up, release the arms down to the sides. Stand through the feet to lift the hips up. Push through your legs to roll your body north. We want to drive the balls now right in between the bottom tips of the shoulder blade. This is deep, right in between the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, and then lower your hips to the floor or the block. Breathe, belly breathing. Try not to let the breath get stuck up in the chest. Really breathe deep in the belly. And then you can wrap your arms around yourself, give yourself a great big hug, and wriggle from side to side. Just notice which arm is on top so that in a few breaths you can do the other side. And when you're ready, switch the cross of the arms. And sort of stirring this energy in the deep depths back of the heart center. This actually reminds me, the name for the heart center is called Hridaya. I talk about this a lot in December, the Sanskrit word Hridaya for heart. It's made of 3 syllables that means to bring a gift, the gift that we bring to the world, to receive the gift, to receive the world. Hridaya, to go to heaven, ya, which comes from the same root as Yama, the god of death. To bring a gift is the masculine, to receive the gift is the feminine, and to bring these 2 energies together is to experience heaven on earth, bliss, sublime exaltation. Release the arms. Now, if you're on a block, put the block to the side and gently walk your feet towards the foot of your mat and scooch your tushy towards your feet so that the balls slowly roll north. The balls slowly roll north. And if you find something along the way where you want to like pause and reflect, something you missed on the way south, you can take your time on the return journey. Okay, I don't know how or why we ever do back bends before this, although we often do, and I still teach it without it, but if I had my druthers, we would always do this before back bends. When they get to the tops of the shoulders, pause. So you're going to keep scooching your hips towards your feet until the balls are right underneath the tops of the shoulders, base of the neck, almost so that it feels like they're not underneath you. They're sort of just wedged in the base of the neck. And then right about there, bring your feet underneath your knees. Reach your arms to the sky. Stand through your feet to lift your hips up like bridge pose, and push through your feet to drive your upper shoulders into the balls. You're driving there. You can like do a little rocking back and forth on that, or just be still. Push through your legs. And you can say right here, arms to sky, or yeah, you can reach the arms overhead. But ask your body for consent. Yeah. And on an exhale, lower your hips. And put the balls to the side where you can reach them. Keep them handy. We're going to place a block between the thighs. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Bend the elbows alongside the waist. Press the elbows down to lift the chest up and wriggle the shoulder blades together on the upper back. So the shoulder blades make like a cradle for the heart now. Hug the block and try to hug the block more with the fronts of the thighs. Keep that as you stand through the feet to lift the hips up. Good. Press the feet down and forward. Let the hands come to rest anywhere on your midsection. And as you inhale, feel the middle expand, hug the block. As you exhale, feel the middle soften. Press the feet down and forward. Feel the bridge grow from inside out. You inhale, the center expands with breath. Hug the block. And as you exhale, press the feet down and forward to grow the bridge from inside out. Change nothing. We're just going to bring the hands outside the ears as wide as the mat. Fingers point towards the foot of the mat. Take the hands wide. Fingers point towards the foot of the mat. Like what? Like Urdhva Dhanurasana. Is it okay to touch? Like, there you go. Take your hands wide. That will serve you. Stand through the feet, push through the feet, hug the block, and can you push through the feet to come to the top of your head and pause? Hug the block, push through the feet, push through your legs to pump your heart forward, and then push through the arms and legs to come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Awesome. Push through the arms, push through the legs. This is where you conjure the divine masculine. You got to push into the world, push out into the world. And on the exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Pause. You can hold the block here, put the block to the side, and just let the knees rest against each other at the midline. Find your breath, and we'll take questions, comments, concerns, conundrums. The first one is not the best one. Generally, in all things. I have a going on to 5th grader, and I was trying, I'm so embarrassed to say, but I'm trying to remember like my first kiss, and I can't remember what grade I was in. Anyone remember like generally what grade that is? 5th grade? Any other 5th graders?
Not me.
Any 4th graders? I was like, was I in 4th grade?
That feels early.
That feels early?
It's older now?
It's older? Yeah. I think it took my son until like 3rd grade to even notice that there was a difference between boys and girls in any regard. Like, I just don't even think he noticed. And my daughter, from like the time of 2, is a man-hater. It's like, I'll go to the doctor as long as it's a girl. I'll go to the dentist. I'm like, she went to Montessori. Don't they address this in Montessori? Okay. So the key to back bends. Anyone feel like you can't get up there because the arms aren't strong enough? Anyone feel like it's like really hard in the arms? Do you have a question? The shoulder, yeah. So let's just roll to the right. We have a little bit of time, so I want to break it down. Roll to the right, stand up through, like just sit up. I should probably be on camera, but I'm going to talk from over here for a moment. So we get it twisted. We do that a lot in life. And one of the reasons we practice yoga is like heat the body, cool the mind, twist the body, untwist the mind. So I'm going to say this to you intellectually, and then like just let it live in your intellect and trust that as you practice, you're going to weave it into the fabric of your body. But your back bends actually come from the strength of your legs. And when your back bends are hard, it's because we're not utilizing the strength of the legs. And when we tap into, engage, and activate the strength of our legs and our back bends, we're going to tie the strength of our legs into the opening. You're not just pushing through the arms, you're pushing into the strength and power of your legs. And that's what's going to create it and sustain it and safely bring you out of the posture. When you can use the strength of your legs and sort of pause on the way up, that's when you can really plug your arm bones in so that you're not just like pushing out this way. I would call this like toxic masculinity. But when you plug in and you push out into the world from a connection to the heart, you bring divine masculinity to those in the world around you. Does that make sense? Ish. So I'm just going to be demonstrative here because we have the camera on. Come to where you can see if you can't see. So we have the block there, which is going to help us keep awareness and engagement to the legs. And I don't know if I could do this today because I haven't fully warmed up, but you could even come into like Niralambaya, like an arms-free version of a back bend, just by using the legs. You got to think like that much legs. Yeah, like this. All legs. I'm surprised I can do that right now. All legs. So you can even play with that, okay? Just see like how far your legs will take you with no arms. So I come into my bridge pose, wriggle the shoulder blades in so I have that connection to the upper back and heart, and then push through the legs, am I off the mat, to come up. And then the arms are just like accessories. The arms are the agents of the heart. So I come into bridge pose, and I'm going to push through the legs to wriggle the shoulder blades in. This is why I love coming in from bridge pose, because now the upper back is totally engaged. Change nothing in the shoulders. Just sort of lightly place the fingertips outside the ears as wide as the mat. Okay? And then I'm going to push through the legs to come to the top of the head. And now the heels of the hands can come down, but I'm pushing out, okay? And I'm not engaged to the heart. So that's me just pushing through my arms, and when I do that, I take it into the low back, and I'm not connected to the heart. So from here, I'm going to push through the legs and plug the arm bones in. Can you see that? Arm bones in. And now from the back of my heart, I push through the legs to come up. Push through the legs. Push through the legs. And we tie the strength of the legs into the opening. And therein I think, like this isn't like a full revelation for me just yet, so it's like dicey to share it. But I'm thinking a lot that like that's the divine masculine. That it's like when we tie the strength into the opening, we bring divine masculine energy to those in the world around us. But it's got to be tied, integrated to the opening. The opening without the strength is injury. The strength without the opening is rigidity, like the old ways. When we tie the strength into the opening, hoping we get a new world out of that. Let's try it. So it's not easy. This is not how we're indoctrinated or enculturated. When we try to conjure our own masculinity, we just think like push, right? You got to stay integrated to your power and keep that connection as you push. So we'll come onto the back, knees bent, feet on the floor, block between the legs. Bend the elbows alongside for bridge pose. Stand through the feet to lift the hips up and wriggle the shoulder blades together. So really get connected to the upper back, the back of the heart, get connected to the legs. Squeeze the legs, push through the legs, lift the chin, and you might even play here with, can you push through your legs to lift arms free to the top of your head? Even to start to lift the base of the skull up. Can you feel that? And then change nothing in the shoulders, just lightly place your fingertips outside your ears as wide as the mat. Yes, and now push through the legs to come to the top of your head and pause. Squeeze the block, suck the inner armpits in, hug the outer shoulder blades together. And here's the key, push through your legs, and from the connection to your heart, push down to go up. Breathe. Yes. Is it okay to touch? From right there.
Yeah, big difference.
And then on the exhale, come down when you're ready. And we'll take questions, comments, concerns, conundrums. Like, don't confuse different or hard with bad. And actually, once you find those actions, you'll get it intellectually first. I'm reading this book. I forget the source for this, but she says it in the book. She talks about, it's the stages of something. It starts with conscious incompetence. Anyone? And then we have conscious competence. And then we have unconscious competence, like the full integration. Does that make sense? Anyone know what I'm referring to when I say that? Okay, I'll bring that next week. I'll check back. She references it in the book. So just take a moment to note where you're at. Are you at conscious incompetence? It's a necessary stage. Conscious competence, like I know I can do this. Or unconscious competence, I don't even need to think about it to do it. Especially if you know how to do it, but you're being invited to do it differently, that's one of the most humbling places to be. And the way that I offer you to try it is to make it more sustainable. We're going to do one more. Last one, together on your own. Option for supported bridge pose. You'd always stack a block or two underneath your hips and take a supported bridge pose here. You could also do bridge pose where you interlace the hands underneath you, because we did all that shoulder opening today, just a yummy, yummy hands clasped underneath the back bridge pose. Or one more, Urdhva Dhanurasana. And because I just know that some of you in the room are good with this, you know how we did that deep dolphin pose? If you come into if you come into upward facing bow pose and the arms are straight and vertical, then you can bend your elbows head to the floor, interlace your hands behind your head, and lift the head up for Dvipata Viparita Dandasana. If you know what that is, you can do it. If you don't know, don't worry about it. We'll get there next time. Bridge pose. Everyone together on your own, bridge pose. The invitation to embody, to be the instrument of connection. The body is the instrument of connection. And then any variation of bridge pose that suits you, and an opportunity to find one more round into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Start with connecting to the strength of your legs, connecting to the back of your heart, and then keeping the connection push through the arms and legs without losing your connection. Push through your legs to pump your heart forward, and from the heart, push through the arms. And if the arms are straight and vertical, you can bring your head to the floor, interlace your hands behind your head, squeeze the elbows in, press the wrist knobs down, lift your head up, look for your feet, look for your heels, and then head down, hands replace the elbows, push back up to Urdhva Dhanurasana, gorgeous, and lower all the way down to the ground. All props to the sides. Take your knees bent, feet on the floor. Take your feet as wide as your mat, and let both knees rest against each other right at the midline. One hand to the low belly, one hand to the heart center. Can you feel the rise and fall of your breath in your bottom hand? Low belly, lower than the navel, that deep. Can you feel the rhythmic beating of your heart in the top hand? Can you receive the unconditional support of gravity? Notice what you feel what you notice. Okay, take the arms either out to the sides or down to the sides. Elbows could be bent if you have neighbors. With the feet as wide as the mat, let both knees fall gently to the right. Option to place the right foot on top of the left thigh here. And at first, let the weight of the top leg root the bottom leg down. And as the bottom leg roots towards the earth, let the left shoulder be heavy. Thank you. And now for just another breath or two, as the top leg presses down, press the bottom leg up. And as you press bottom leg into top leg and top leg into bottom leg, or if you have a deep cross in the legs, just do the action of trying to pull the legs apart. That'll give you the same effect. You can feel how it creates a deeper opening. On the inhale, draw the legs up through center, both feet on the ground as wide as the mat. Let both knees fall gently to the left. Just be here for a few breaths, sort of settling into it. And then totally optional to place the left foot on top of the right thigh, left ankle on right thigh. And at first, just allow the weight of the top leg to root down and through the bottom leg. And as the bottom leg roots, let the right shoulder be heavy. And allow the breath, the unconditional presence of the breath and the unconditional support of gravity to stretch you, widen you, open you so that life can flow more deeply, fully and freely in you, as you, through you. Is it okay to touch here? Okay. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. You two related? No? Turn your palm up. I wasn't sure if she brought you. Is it your first time here? Mm-hmm. Welcome.
Thank you.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
On the inhale, draw the legs up through center. Uncross. Stretch the legs out long, reach the arms overhead. Huge breath in. Slow breath out. On the exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a squeeze and embrace. We're almost to the Shavasana, almost to the finish line. It's supposed to be my job that you should feel ready to die by the time we get there. Thread the arms between the legs and hold the outer ankles, shins, or edges of the feet for happy baby. And you could be still here or dynamic. You can sort of just pull the outer edges of the feet down as you send the inner edges of the feet up. You can pull the outer edge of the right foot to the floor and sort of tip to the right, draw the right knee to the floor. And then draw the outer edge of the left foot to the floor, left knee to the floor, tip to the left. If the flexibility permits, you can extend the legs out to the sides like Supta Upavishta Konasana. And if that's the case, if the legs go straight, then the play is in sending the pubic bone towards the floor away from the navel and the tailbone towards the sky. That's super nerdy. And then bend the legs, hug the knees together, wrap your arms around your legs. Bring your knees directly over your hips. Press your hands into your thighs, so flex the feet. Your feet are off the floor in line with the knees. Knees are over the hips. Gently press hands into thighs and thighs into hands. Can you feel that in your center? It's like chair pose on your back. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a shush sound. Shh. That should tie you into your core. Keep that as you inhale. Interlace the hands behind the head. Make your legs straight. And lower the heels down an inch. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down an inch. Deep breath in, draw the bottom ribs to the floor, press the head into the floor, lower your heels down an inch, zip lock your legs together. Big breath in, exhale with a shush sound, down an inch. Big breath in, bottom ribs to the floor, head to the floor. Big breath in, lower down an inch. Shh. Big breath in, exhale, hover an inch off the floor. Big breath in, exhale, shh. Feet to the floor. Let the feet roll open. Release the arms down to the side. You can manually widen your buttock flesh. Bring the palms to the low belly, like right at or inside the hip bones. Enjoy your breath. Scan your body with your awareness. Notice, are there any final poses, movements, or adjustments that you need or want to make in order to feel completely prepared to fully relax? Maybe one more spinal twist to each side. Maybe add or remove layers. Add or remove props. One more final loving embrace where you hug your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around yourself. Take your time, add or remove layers, add or remove props, and as you're ready, spread yourself out on the altar of the earth. No rush. Make of yourself the sweetest, most heartfelt offering. With each consecutive exhalation, allow yourself to soften, to settle, to let the self-perceived edges dissolve, and to feel deep connection to the earth, to the breath. As you loosen your edges, you can become one with the earth and the breath. Watch as the breath flows in. Take it to heart. And watch as the breath flows out, heartfelt, into the world, far and wide. As the breath holds your vision, you can feel free to tune in or tune out as I read this invocation to the Divine Masculine. I call upon the unconditionally loving Divine Masculine within me. I respect, honor, and need you. I release past pain and how we related to each other. We are blessed with divine love and healing now. Help me to have the courage and self-belief to live my truths and be open about who I am. I honor your strength and power within me. I know that for every dream the divine has placed in my heart, so too has equal measure of confidence, intelligence, strength, and capacity been placed in my soul. I choose to have the courage of my convictions and to journey within to find whatever I need to bring my light fully to the world. May all beings be supported in overcoming pain relating to the masculine principle. May all beings restore, heal, love, and respect him and his divine purpose in the spiritual evolution of humanity. Through my own free will, I invite unconditional love to assist with this process for all beings. May it be so. Invite a deeper breath in, a longer breath out. As you deepen your breath, feel how naturally your breath deepens you. The gift of life that the breath offers ignites the heart. The indwelling splendor of the heart illuminates and inspires the faculty of the mind and the agency of the body. And here in this gift of conscious breathing embodiment, let the spirit that you are begin to gently awaken the body that you have in whatever ways feel good, wiggling toes and fingers, stretching through your arms and your legs. And as the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, allow the body that you have to embrace and affirm and adorn the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself. For this is, and you are, the gift of life. The eyes still closed, a steady gaze inward. As you're ready, bend the legs and feel the feet on the ground. Just take a moment to call yourself down to earth and take a breath, to ground. Call yourself back to reality and take a breath. And a moment to visualize the ways in which your divine masculine aspect encourages you to shine your light in the world without fear. Encouraging those around you to do the same, to restore the light in us and around us. imagine that. As you visualize the ways in which you stretch yourself in this practice of yoga into the activities of your daily life, when you're ready, you can gently roll to one side, pause for a breath. As you begin to stretch the practice from inside out, press through the arms to find your way into a comfortable seated position. And we'll close the eyes and bring the hands together before the heart. Once again in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of sincere self-reverence and courageous self-offering that acknowledges and honors the indwelling light of the heart and places it before us as a guide and an offering in all we do. Let's seal in our time together. We'll invoke blessings for ourselves and each other, and together we send the light of our hearts, the voices of our hearts out into the world, far and wide, in the sound of one final Om. Melissa. Thank you.
Deep breath in.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As you bow to your heart with all my heart, I bow to every one of you. Thank you for all that you are and all that you do every day of this life. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being together. When it's not too hot for you all, we're also at Ray Street Pier on Sunday mornings. We're out there Monday nights, Thursday nights, Sunday mornings. It's totally free. We will run the air conditioner and keep the windows open all summer long. We have a suggestion box for comments, questions, feedback downstairs at the little kitchen sink area. And happy almost summer. We're going to feel it this week. Oh, one big announcement that's not on the announcement sheet. On Wednesday, Adriana is making a cameo with Shay, who does sound bowls. Wednesday is Juneteenth, and 100% of proceeds is going to one of our beloved friends organizations called Get Fresh Daily. They're trying to raise $5,000 to get farm fresh boxes to families for free all summer long, and they give recipes and stuff. Get Fresh Daily. It's an awesome organization. Check them out. Come to class Friday or Wednesday, Juneteenth, if you can. Bring your friends. You could also donate if you can't come. Keep an eye on that in your email and on socials, because we pulled it together just last Tuesday. So come if you can, and know that it's for the sake of something really great.
Cool. And I'm subbing Thursday night for Alyssa, next level, if you're around. Come see me.
Lots of yoga this week. AC windows. Thanks, everyone at home. Bye.
I'm nearly every week, so we'll figure it out. We will.
Melissa, I don't know where OBS went.